Alright, what is up, y'all? Today we're here with the Week 7 PCP Team Builder in battle for the Francisco Noctowls and Andrew, or Andre as you may know him from memes. Andrew's definitely a good player. He has a scary team, man. He has Bulu, a bunch of other shit. It'll appear on the screen right about now. In fact, I guess we should probably read that off, huh? I guess it's gonna be Tapu Bulu, Marowak, Alola, Gyarados, which just Firewater Grass Core right off the back, Reuniclus, Fortress, Porygon 2, Jolteon, he had Aromatisse, traded for Sneasel, Houndoom, Hariyama, he had Weezing, and he traded for Quagsire. So, I think it's fair to assume that Quagsire wasn't coming this week, but he has a lot of other threats, but I think I actually built a pretty decent team to go against it. Now, I recently traded, well not, I guess recently, but I did trade my Crystal for Amistar. And Amistar is my motherfucking boy, because he just hits so unexpectedly hard. He can shell smash, set up spikes, whatever you need him to do. Maybe a little bit of both. But originally I just had defensive Hazards lead. And I realized that if he was to bring Bulu, it doesn't matter how much defensive investment I have. This thing is getting hit, it's getting knocked down. And I figured if he sees an Amistar on my team, he's gonna lead with Bulu, because he's gonna see and know what this is about, you know? So I decided, fuck it. We'll just go offensive and go with the weak armor, which actually did get a buff in this generation, and increases your speed by 2 stages rather than just 1, so you become fast as fuck. And I got the Focus Sash, guaranteed to live a hit, it'll be awesome. So my plan is lead with this guy, whether he leads with Bulu, or if he wants to get up his own rocks with like Fortress or something, or I don't know, I've noticed he does like to lead with P2 a lot, as well as Jolteon, which that would suck, but I got other stuff for Jolteon. But I figured he'll lead with probably the P2. He's been leading with that a lot. So that thing, I'm basically guaranteed to either get a Scald Burn and 1 layer of hazards, or a Stealth Rock and a Toxic Spike. Now I would like to get 2 Toxic Spikes, but I don't know, I definitely need rocks and I need at least 1 Toxic Spike to kind of wear down his team a little bit. So hopefully I can get all of those at some point, but we'll fucking see. So Hidden Power Fire is just in case he does lead with P2, and then once I hit him with a Scald and it does like fucking 40%, he's gonna be like, oh shit, and switch out maybe, or maybe he just needs to spin away hazards or something. But basically I'm hoping that Fortress will come in, take Stealth Rock damage, and think it's gonna be able to spin on me, and then I just bop it with a Hidden Power Fire, and yeah, then hazards are there to stay and he can't put any on me. But we'll see how it goes, you know. This guy is pretty crazy. He's sneaky fast when he gets that +2, so we'll see. Then we have a not so familiar face in Salamence, Jeremy Jam, Parks and Rec, the threat himself. And you look at the spread and you look at everything else kinda. And you're like, what the fuck, Shaden? Come on, man. Well, let me tell you. We got Wish Protect, Fire Blast, Roar, Salamence. Basically, just because I don't think he's gonna bring Tapu Bulu, but if he does, it's just gonna dick me. Like, my whole team, I have 0 switch-ins. This is the only thing on my team I can possibly switch in. And if he predicts me and goes for a Banded Stone Edge, I can't live 2. I have to pray for misses at that point, even with the Intimidate. So, this is my only hope in defeating Tapu Bulu if it does decide to come. I can revenge it with Beedrill pretty easily. Poison Jab is just gonna destroy that thing. But he does have switch-ins to Beedrill, like Fortress, maybe, or P2 isn't going to give a shit, and can force me out with the T-Wave, all that good stuff. So I kind of felt like I needed this, just in case he did bring Bulu. It's a scary mon, man. But actually, I had Roost, and it was going to be able, and like Roost and like Toxic and stuff, and I was going to try to stall out the Porygon 2 with Toxic, and just keep roosting on the Ice Beams, so they're only doing half, because then, I think even with only 8 Spadef, they were still only doing like 40% or something like that. But then I was playing around with freezes, and I just can't have that. So I just decided to Wish Protect, because fuck it. A lot of the things on my team will enjoy having wishes passed to them. Hitmontop, obviously. Electivire, which is my Jolteon check, could also use some HP. You know, I like to pass some wishes every now and then. It's something I enjoy doing. Helps out a lot. But this thing is basically just, I needed an attack, and I didn't know what to do, so I figured if anything, I wanted to try to keep everything on my team from keeping Fortress from spinning, like as much as I possibly could. Obviously, Hitmontop isn't gonna be able to do much, but yeah, just Fire Blast just to do it, and then hit Bulu too if I need to, and Roar just in case he wants to try to set up with Gyarados in my face because I am quite bulky. I eat an Ice Fang like nothing, and I don't think he's gonna want to Mega Evolve because then he's gonna be poisoned. So we'll see. And yeah, it's just basically just a fat fucking mince. It'll be awesome. And we got Hitmontop, who I did some last minute stinker tinkering, and I just kind of threw in an Assault Vest because I was worried about my switch-ins to P2 since I had taken the Roost and stuff off Salamence. I was like, fuck, P2 just kind of runs through my team. So I just threw an Assault Vest on this guy, even though he was defensive, again, for one more thing that doesn't mind Bulu very much, something that can just eat some hits, you know? So, threw an Assault Vest on this guy, and realized, as I sent him out in the battle, that I have Protect, and I was like, god damn it, Shaden, what are you doing, man? Come on. But that's what you get for stinker tinkering, and I do it every week, so I mean, mistakes are bound to happen. It happens, fuck it. Hopefully it doesn't impact the game very much. But I had Protect just to help style out Trick Room, just in case he did want to bring that versus me. It's pretty good versus me, honestly. But I didn't want to prep strictly for Trick Room, but I wanted to slap Protect on a couple mons, maybe a little bit of priority. Well, not really, but yeah. Then we have Electivire, who was Expert Belt, just fast enough to outspeed, I believe, Gyarados? Yeah. And a little bit of Spadef to help deal with Jolteon. Again, if I can pass a wish to this guy, that'll be dope. Earthquake with 0 attack investment kills Jolteon, unless he's bulky and he's not doing shit to me. HP Ground is doing like 35%, not worried about it. Can Volt Switch on his whole team except for Marowak, which isn't gonna like taking Earthquakes either. I don't know, I figured he has to bring either Jolteon or Marowak, so either way it's not gonna want to take 2 Earthquakes on a switch-in or something if I predict that. So then we have LB, the real MVP of the season, if you ask me. I know Kartana's leading the kill list right now, but LB is not fucking around. LB is... it's fucking Beedrill, man. It's Mega, Adaptability, all that shit. Its stats are super unimpressive, like in its base form, but golly gee willikers. So, we got U-Turn, of course, standard. Poison Jab, Bulu, all that stuff. Nothing on his team wants to take a Poison Jab except for Fortress, which isn't going to enjoy a knockoff. And, yeah, I have a little something for everything, and then I can get momentum on it with U-Turn and stuff. And then SD, just because if Trick Room isn't up and I can get a Swords Dance with this motherfucker, and I've identified his Scarfer and I know that I can take it out or at least have some kind of check to it or something, then I can SD and I can just fucking kill his entire team with this. I've been... you know, Beedrill got that 4th move slot back, and I've been trying to use it to full advantage. I've been trying to put, like, Fell Stinger or something cool in there just to, you know, just to generate some momentum for me. Just in case, you know, U-Turn isn't going to generate me enough momentum, I can Swords Dance that, because that fucking makes sense. And then just to round everything off here, we have Akame the Kartana. Fucking hopefully going to do some shit this week, too. Just 4 attacks with the Fighting MC, again, to make sure that even if Fortress is at, like, as long as its sturdy is broken, I believe, and it's taking rock damage, then I can kill it with Fighting MC Sacred Sword, and get my Beast Boost, and just start fucking killing shit. With the 4 attacks, I have coverage for his entire team. It's not fucking around. As we've seen time and time again, Kartana does not fuck a round. 0 rounds have been fucked. That's it. So, just enough speed for, I believe, Houndoom, possibly? I think Houndoom, yeah. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's about it for the team. So, I was pretty fucking nervous for this battle, honestly. Chris actually decided to help out Andrew a little bit with the team building, so it's like, now I have to play fucking Andrew and Chris together, but it's fair because I was helping Nathan this week, so, well, most weeks, but I was helping Nathan, so everybody kind of, you know, paired off, since I usually build with Chris and Pat, and we couldn't really help each other, so we did what we had to do. But, yeah, let's jump right into the battle. So here we are with the battle, and as you can see, it looks like Trick Room to me. Well, Trick Room plus maybe like a Speedy, maybe a mixed Houndoom or something, but I don't know, you can kind of tell the setup of his team. It's just not a lot of sweepers, maybe other than Reuniclus, possibly Gyarados, but he doesn't set up Dragon Dances very often, so I'm not worrying about that too much. So, the only potential Scarfer he could have is going to be Houndoom, and I kind of just assumed that it was going to be Houndoom because that makes sense. The speed stat allows him to outspeed Beedrill and whatnot, all my fast-ass motherfuckers. So I look at his team and I thought, there's that fucking P2. He might just want to lead off right with that. I'm not. I'm going to stick to the plan. We're going right into Amistar, and we're going to start setting hazards. But he's here, and I know that if I don't break his sturdy, then he's just going to spin before, like, as I set up hazards or whatever. I figured he'll just go for his rocks. He knows he can live a hit. He might even just volt switch out or something. So I just go hard for the Scald and get over 50%. Was not expecting it to do that much, and he gets scared and he jumps right the fuck on out of there. I set up my T-spikes. I had a plan. I came here to do what I wanted to do. And I expect a Thunderbolt and be able to live a hit, but he Toxics me. I was like, oh shit. So I switch out expecting the T-Bolt now, and he Ice Beams, crits my Spadef invested fucking Electivire. And I also didn't expect him to be download. I thought Trace was going to be definitely what you needed to do, because he could trace a Beast Boost, he could trace Intimidate from these guys, he could trace Volt Absorb, he could trace Adaptability. I think Trace, I was hard expecting Trace, but he brings Download, and I thought, when I saw Download, I was like, ha, sucker, you know, fuck you, should have brought Trace. But then I kind of, okay, well, before we get into that, I predict him to go hard into Alolan Marowak for, you know, to dodge the fighting move. But he does no such things. Andrew does not give a fuck about your stab fighting attacks. He looked at me, was like, this guy's dancing a little slower than usual. He's defensive. Fuck him. Look, he's wearing that big old bulky vest. He can't be, you know, offensive with that shit. And he Ice Beams me, and it does a lot, even though I'm Assault Vest, max HP. I get the hazards off me, and then he Toxics me, and Moment of Truth, I'm going to close combat and kill him. It does not do that at all. And he just recovers the exact same amount, and I'm Toxic. So here I have a bit of a decision to make. It looks like to get rid of this Porygon 2, something is going to need to be sacked, but I got my hazards up, so at least that's something kind of going in my favor. But I think Birder's going to be the sack, but I'm not giving up just yet. So we're going to go back into Amistar. I figured if there's going to be any time that I can get up the rest of my hazards, it will be versus Porygon. And I also realized that I'm going to need burn damage, because the only way I can break this thing is going to be with Sacred Sword from Kartana. And if at all possible, I'd like to not have to use the Fightium Z. And yeah, Dan jumps in the chat and was like, bro, I should let him get poisoned. But this guy was not fucking switching out. He's going to stay there until Porygon 2 can no longer do stuff. So I would like to whittle it as much as possible. Now I'm about to die. I decided I can save this guy as a sack, go right back into Birder, because he'll probably just recover. Do that. Now it's time to sack and pray for a crit. Last time I did like 51%, I think, so I'm not expecting much, but if I can get a crit, now's the time for it, you know? So I just spray and pray, basically. It doesn't happen. I'm a dick for even hoping for it, and he's just going to recover off. I don't actually die to Toxic, and I get another chance to get a crit, basically, because I just have to sack here. And at this point in the match, his Fortress is low, and after it takes rocks again, everything on my team will kill it. Beedrill has knockoff for it and whatnot. Fire coverage on most things, and Kartana still has the Sacred Sword for that, which won't be a problem. He just gonna spam recover. I die from Toxic. Fuck. So now I'm forced to go into Kartana, and I sat here for a good long minute, because I have those 4 attacks, right? But he has a Ghost type, so the obvious play is for me to just Sacred Sword this guy, possibly even use my, you know, Beast Boost and whatnot, or my Z move. But he didn't switch out whenever I had my Fighting type in, and I kind of wasted a whole turn that I could have been getting damage off on him, just Earthquaking for nothing, which fucking sucks. That was a waste of a turn. So I sat here long and hard thinking, like, maybe he's trying to bait me. He didn't want to switch first, so then he's going to switch now. But I just kind of hoped for the best. I thought I could read him, but he had been kind of outplaying me so far. Or maybe he just, like, kind of walled me, whatever. But I just went for it, and thank fuck he stays in, and I'm able to kill this guy. I get my Beast Boost, and he goes right into Houndoom. So, if anything screams Scarf Houndoom, then it's gonna be old Fire Sneasel here, which that's fucking hilarious. And, yeah, so I'm pretty sure he's gonna Fire Blast me. But he sees my obvious switch in his mints. This thing's definitely packing HP Ice. Like, you don't bring fucking... You don't not have coverage for Salamence if your opponent has a Salamence. That's how you lose games. So, just in case he did want a hard HP Ice, I wanted to take this opportunity to sack my Amistar. Just in case, because then if he locked himself in HP Ice, then I could probably set up a Swords Dance with Beedrill, or at least just get some U-turn momentum or whatnot. But now no, he's scarfed into Fire Blast, so I'm going to take advantage of that with my bulky-ass mints. And yeah, so I just go ahead, I believe I go straight for the Roar, just because I know we switch in, he has Fire types, Flying types, all kinds of shit that don't want to take Rocks damage. So I just, you know, and he gets Gyarados, which fucking sucks, because I take an Ice Fang, but I can roar that thing right out and go into Fortress. And he has no reason to switch here. I've only shown Roar, so for all he knows, I'm just defensive with like Dragon Claw or something. So I just Fire Blast. Thank God I hit. If I would have lost my hazards, I would have been fucking pissed. And he was in the Houndoom, and now I'm thinking, okay, well he definitely has HP Ice, but luckily for me, I have Protect. So let's just see what he's going to lock himself into. And he locks himself into Wisp. And that's fucking perfect for me, because I don't have any attacking moves. I'm not even running Dragon Tail, just straight Roar. I kind of, later in the game, I'll kind of wish that I had Dragon Tail though, but, yeah, he goes for the Willow and misses, which he did already crit me twice, so that's pretty fair if you fucking ask me. But now I know he's locked into Wisp, and he's dying from Toxic. Goes for the Wisp again. I only had Fire Blast, Wish, and Protect, so in retrospect, I probably should have wished there, but I thought if anything, that would be a good turn to go out into Gyarados, maybe a Alolan Marowak, something like that. So I just went hard Roar just in case he did want to make a play on my Wish, which I really wish I would have wished. I wish I wished, you know? But I roar him out, and he stays above 25%, which is actually pretty fucking bad, because that means that thing has the coverage to kill something else on my team, basically. So it's guaranteed one more kill if he predicts right. And that sucks. At the time when I was clicking Roar, I was like, I knew that was a possibility, but if I wished and he went into Gyarados here, he could start setting up on me or get a kill. He could do something that would fuck me up, and that's not good. And I really needed Salamence because that was the only thing that was going to help me wall Alolan Marowak as well as Houndoom. So I roar him out into the fucking Gyarados, of course, because why not? But this thing is at 51%. It's taking mad damage. Oh, wait, I'm stupid. I couldn't have wished because I already wished. I guess I should have protected, but I roared. You know what? That actually kind of explains why I thought he would switch, because the protect was super obvious. But then again, at this point in the game, he's in my brain. He knows what I'm doing. Whatever, man. So he Ice Fangs again. I know I can eat it up. He can't freeze me because I'm already burned. Go out into Alolan Marowak and he gets poisoned and takes rocks. That's fucking great. And I think here, he's at 70%. I looked at Evire. I was like, I have Earthquake. I'm Expert Belt, even though I'm not offensively invested. I didn't see leftovers, so I can assume that this thing is offensive for the Trick Room. He's Thick Club. I was like, alright, cool. So he can probably kill me here with whatever. And if he is like an offensive Flame Charge set, it's actually going to be kind of a problem. So I just go for the Wish, kind of just hoping that, so even if he kills me, then in my mind I can just send an Evire next turn. He's going to take more toxic damage, and I can just Earthquake and kill him, be wished back up, and then have something in that's not immediately forced out by Houndoom, basically. I was trying to think ahead, and because things are getting close, you know, we're both down to 4, all his team's a little whittled, all my team is, you know, weak to what is left of his team. So I just go for the Wish, and he takes me out with a Shadow Bone. I'm like, okay, offensive, you know? He just fucked me right up. I'm max defense. I don't think if he was defensive, that would have killed, because he's Thick Club, you know? So that sucks. But I got the Wish in there, and I go to Evire, and easiest Earthquake of my life, 57%. I'm a fucking Evire. I don't give a shit. That's not what happens. That is not what happens. My Wish is wasted, and I'm pretty fucking upset. Sorry. Yeah, that fucking sucked. That just threw a kink in my whole plan. And now, if you'd notice, I'm sitting here with 2 things that died to a Fire Blast. So, what I'm thinking is, he's pretty much got the win in the bag. All he has to do is go to Houndoom, click Fire Blast, and if 85% of the time, he gets a kill. So I figured that if I was going to have to do anything, it was going to have to be to sack a Kame and then go into LB. Hopefully fucking somehow live an attack from Gyarados or Reuniclus or whatever and Swords Dance up. I did have a little bit of bulk. I know that's, you have to fucking put quotations around bulk whenever you were using Mega Beedrill, but I think I've put Mega Beedrill has had just enough defense to live every hit that it's taken. It hasn't died yet, so I'm pretty confident that it's going to take a hit. Shouldn't be, but I am. At this point, it's 3-2. If I'm going to win, I have to put some kind of plan in motion. So, excuse me, Jesus. So I go Kame, thinking that if anything is going to die, it needs to be this, because Beedrill is the only thing that's going to be able to sweep in the end, because if he's offensive Trick Room Uniclus, I can't let that thing set up the Trick Room, or it's going to beat me. Gyarados can intimidate me, and it's going to come in at I think 26%, but it still gets that Intimidate off. So basically I was going to be forced to SD on that thing, and I am full health, so at least that's good. Maybe I can live, I don't know. But he goes Reuniclus, and he takes rocks and poison damage, and I get real fucking confused. And I sat here for so long once again, and was like, what the fuck? I figured if there was any time for him to reveal HP Fire, this would be it, because you're guaranteed damage. You would guarantee to kill this, and you're guaranteed damage on the Beedrill. Because if I imagine he'd run Psyshock, so if he runs, that's not going to do dick to a Kame. So he's basically the only thing that I can think of that's going to do good damage to both is if he clicks HP Fire here, and I can't be doing that. So I know since he took the rocks damage and the poison, he's not Magic Guard, he's Regenerator. You only run Regenerator if you're bulky as fuck. So I start thinking that the only way that I'm going to be able to win this, I think it might have been a bit of a choke by not going Houndoom first, because then you're not guaranteed, then I can still switch around, and you're not guaranteed to get the Intimidate on something. I don't know if it would have played out different, who the fuck knows, but I'm kind of forced to switch here. It might have been stupid, but Night Slash didn't kill. Fucking, what's it called? U-turn does. If he's max defense, max HP, I think I still have from the toxic damage, I still have a good, I don't remember the calc anymore, but I had a good chance to live. I mean, a good chance to kill. So I take the Shadow Ball, that bulk, fuck you, and yeah, he's definitely defensive. And I don't kill, and he's Rocky Helmet. What the fuck? I don't know if he calced, I don't know if he knew, but the play there was definitely HP Fire. Because if I U-turned and you lived, then Akame dies. If I U-turn and I don't, or if I, Poison Jab or X-Scissor or something and you don't die, then HP Fire guaranteed kills me, while Shadow Ball does not. Well, I don't know if it'd be guaranteed to kill, but I don't know, it just seemed like the play. Thankfully, he goes for the Shadow Ball and I'm able to live, and he dies to Toxic. So I guess even if I had died, I'd still be according to the plan that I set for the worst case scenario, but I was still going to be in some trouble. Thankfully, I don't fucking die, and now he's forced to go into Gyarados here, which I don't know. It could have played out different, who knows, but the way it plays out is he goes into Gyarados and gets the Intimidate. Luckily, I'm a Kartana, I have a shit dick ass load of fucking attack. -1 isn't going to matter when you're at 26%, and you are going to die to a Leaf Blade. Then I get my Beast Boost, and he's at 2%, he's going to die to Toxic. At this point, I have the game. I'm just kind of hoping he'll miss a Fire Blast so I don't get another kill on Kartana, but that's not what happens. He does get the Fire Blast, and I win 1-0 versus Andrew. And I kind of have an emotional breakdown afterwards, because for a good 6 turns there, I had already accepted defeat, and I was channeling my inner Zen, and I was gonna meditate and stuff from now on and just be a better person. But that's not what fucking happened. We take the victory, 1-0. Fuck you, Andrew. Not really, but we do win fucking somehow. That one was too fucking close for comfort though. God damn it. I didn't like that at all. That was stressful. I don't know. I have anxiety now, so that's fun. Thanks for that, Andre. But anyways, that was a good ass game. He's never beat me in competitive play, like competitive league play. And a joke got made about how I always beat him and stuff, and I think that is no longer applicable because god damn it was that close. Like, fuck. So I'm not very proud of my performance. I didn't play well necessarily. Good necessarily is not how I played, but we still come out with the W, so I guess I can't be too upset. But now I know that I gotta get my shit together because the matches have been going kinda downhill. I'm still 7-0, thank god, but I don't know, it's time for a change, you know? And I think that what we need to do is actually kind of the opposite of what I just said. I kind of want to take things a little less seriously and bring more fun stuff. I think that everyone knows how I play, and everyone is going to be pretty good at playing against me now because they know my playstyle. So I think I'll switch it up a little bit. Start bringing some wacky shit. Start making some off-the-wall plays, and we'll just see what happens, you know? Or maybe I'm just saying that so you'll think that I'll do that if you're watching this, listening to this. Looking at you, Chris. But we'll see. Definitely need to, I guess, try a little harder. And we definitely will, because I'm not planning on losing a game. Honestly, I'd like to not do that. I know that sounds weird, like who would want to not lose a game? But we'll keep doing what we do, and we'll be back with the recap video in a couple days. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe and all that bullshit, I guess, whatever, and bye forever.